All right, people, welcome back to Synetics Unfiltered. And today we have a 52-year young man, Sunil Menon, who is a two times Ironman finisher, comrades runner, and a HYROX athlete as well. So before we go any further, let's ask with the man himself, who is Sunil Menon?
Oh, thanks, Nanan, for the introduction. Well, I don't want to be humble at the same time. I don't want to also, be too flashy. But yes, I am an ex IT techie. I used to work for Microsoft. I quit Microsoft in 2016 to take care of my personal health, and that's where my journey to become a coach began. And while coaching people, I realized what mistakes I'm making in life. And that led me to change myself physically as well as mentally. Now, if I look back, I was mentally screwed up more than physically screwed up because of the IT work, because of various things. I was in this cubicle. I got to know about myself or my misery only after I quit Microsoft and I started coaching people and I started advising people what to do, what not to do. And I realized that that's the same thing that applies to me too. So I thank my stars for helping me quit Microsoft and become a coach.
All right. So, what apart from when did you start your fitness journey? So you have left your IT in 2016. You said right or yeah, 16. So before that, were you in fitness or you just entered fitness at that point?
Yeah, I was into fitness. By the grace of God, I've got some good genes with me, so I was never ill. I always had a very
That's what.
good physique without even doing any. I've never gone to the gym, so I've never basically did any workouts. So I joined Microsoft in 2008, and that's the time I met a lot of expats who've come from US, from Israel, other places, and I was amazed with their fitness. I would cycle with them, I would run with them, and that's where my, you can say, learning began into fitness. And I realized, yes, I want to do an Ironman because one of the guy from US, Matt, he had done Ironman, and the first time I heard about this, and so that was my inspirational journey from there on. And yes, that's where I'm here now.
All right, that's really impressive, and not many people think about doing an Ironman, right? So, were you into endurance beforehand, or you just got into endurance for Ironman, or as you told, like you were genetically gifted, is what I'm assuming, right? So, were you into endurance already? Or what exactly was it like? Did you start training just for Ironman, or were you a runner before, or did you start running for Ironman? Like, how was it?
Yeah, so I used to not run much, but whatever run I used to do was to impress the girls around. Okay, so I I'm being very frank here. So I was in NCC. I had a big crush on my commandant's daughter, right? And she used to look very beautiful. I'm sure she's still beautiful now also. If she's listening to this video, I think she might not like or like, but I have to confess here. So I take this opportunity to confess that yes, I had a big crush on her, and I would just wear my running shorts and shoes just to run the same route which my commandant used to take along with her daughter. And they had a very good dog. I was scared of that, but I would just run past and I would say, "Good morning, sir." But my good morning was at sir, but my eyes were at his daughter, and she would smile. I would love that smile, and that was my motivation for always going for my runs. That's the only fitness I had or endurance I had. It was there. But yes, I did one enduro sports, which is sports where we do a navigation and run across and have a cycle and all that stuff. And that was my foray into endurance, and I really started liking it. I used to do trekking a lot because I was staying in Pune before I joined Microsoft. So that was also a great thing, but nothing, at of the scale of Ironman.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right, that's okay. That's pretty much, two in one, 1 minute. All right. So when, like, how did you start training for Ironman? Did you have a coach, or you were a coach yourself, right? So did you get the certification first and then started training, or how did your Ironman journey, go through?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting question. So I didn't know swimming at all.
Okay.
And I didn't know about any coach in India that was doing coaching for Ironman and all. So I learned swimming on my own. I used to watch YouTube videos and learn swimming on my own, and I learned swimming. I kept myself a challenge. So uh, I always get motivated when somebody gives me a negative comment, right? So yeah, so
Very
I
competitive.
yeah, I don't take it negatively. I just take it as something that I need to prove to myself, right? So I had this a coach who was swimming coach who was there, and I said I want to swim in the 50-meter deep pool. He said, "Boss, until unless you don't swim one full length of this baby pool, you know, that was maybe 10 or 15 meters, you cannot enter there." And I was like, okay. Then I kept myself a goal. In 1 month, I need to do this. I'm going to get into that big pool. And I did that. And I jumped into the big pool only to realize that my feet are not touching the ground. And it is a really big pool. It was very deep. And but then I just slowly built in the confidence, and I swam all on my own. So that was my first thing into endurance sports and to swimming, which I basically liked. I liked keeping myself small challenges and growing. So I registered for my first Ironman in 2013. Okay, self-trained. I would say overtrained myself, overconfident. Okay, and I went with one of my friends, Richard, who's from UK, and in Zurich. So I finished my swim. I was happy. I started my bike ride within 60 kilometers. I got cramps. I was lying on the roadside, and somehow tried to finish my bike ride. I was not within the cutoff. I lost my way. Everything that would go wrong went wrong that day, and I had a DNF. So my first Ironman was a big failure.
Okay.
And
So
back
yeah, yeah. Did you? Sorry to cut off. So did you do a full Ironman or like half marathon? So did you go directly to the full Ironman? Like how was it?
Yeah, I did the half Ironman in Sri Lanka before that,
Before
and
that, okay.
yeah, and that too. I don't know the confidence level. I never swam in the ocean ever in my life. Okay, the first time I saw the ocean was the day before the race in Sri Lanka. So
Right.
I was with Amit Samarth. He's a very great, good athlete, and we both have never swam in the sea, before. And we were there. We saw this loop, big loop, and we are saying, "Oh, we have to swim now." I swam for 50 meters and I came running back and I told Amit, I can't see anything and my feet are not touching. I'm scared.
Huh.
And he said, oh my God. He said, do one thing. I'll stand here. And in case you panic, I'll shout for help. So I said, okay, great. Well, I think that mentally made me feel safe, though I know it was not the right thing. But
Of
I
course.
swam my first 800 meters and came back. I was happy. I said, wow, I can do my Ironman now. And I did swim on the race day. I did finish the swim. But that was my second swim in the ocean.
So it was 800 meters, like half
No,
Ironman
it
is.
was it half Ironman is 1.9 meters. For the practice, I only swam 800
Oh, okay,
meters.
okay, 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 okay. All right, yeah. Okay, and then the what is the the distance of swimming, running, and cycling in half Ironman and full Ironman? Like, what is the difference?
Okay, so the distance for a half Ironman is 1.9K swim, which is
Okay,
usually in open water. Open water could be a sea or a lake,
lake.
depending on that. And 90 kilometers bike ride and 21 kilometers of run. So this is half
Okay.
Ironman. It
Ah,
starts moment the whistle blows, and you have to finish it in 8.5 hours time. Usually, that's the cutoff for half
okay.
Ironman. Full Ironman is 3.8K swim, 180K bike ride, and 42K run. Usually the cutoff is around 16 hours.
Okay.
You get that.
All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, coming back to the DNF part. After that, like what happened after your first Ironman, which got DNF'd? So after that, like what happened?
Yeah, so basically, I was distraught. There was a lot of hope. There was a lot of hype, about Sunil Menon doing Ironman. I was the first person in Hyderabad to do,
Oh, okay.
and I felt, my God, I've let down so many people. I was like, and then my wife told me that my son was, trying to cycle around the society because my cycling had stopped, and so that it hit me emotionally. I said, oh God, if nothing, I have to do it for my kids. And then I said, okay, let me just do Ironman coaching certification. So that's where I started researching into coaching training. And then my friend Richard, who had come with me for Zurich, he gifted me my ticket, Ironman ticket for Port Elizabeth. He said, let's do together. And that was my birthday gift. So he literally gifted me my Ironman entry in Port Elizabeth, which I did it in 2014, April. And that was also rough waters, but that was my first Ironman finish.
All right. So you were still working in Google while you were doing
I
Ironman,
was
right?
still working in Microsoft when I
Okay.
was,
All right. So you were already an Ironman coach before you left the
yes, I
place.
I did my Ironman certification in 2015.
Okay. Okay. That's great. All right. So when was the second Ironman? When did you do the second Ironman, and how was that?
The second Ironman I did was in 2019, and that was Zurich, the same
Okay.
place.
Same
It
place.
was redemption for me. I
Yeah.
said, I told my wife, I want to go back to Zurich. I want
Personal.
to beat the course that beat me, right? So, and I was determined to just go ahead and do that. And yeah, I did. I enjoyed that race.
I mean, for you, I think it after that, after the first one, and after so much of practice, and after being the coach yourself, I think it would be it would. I mean, it was a just like another race. The Zurich was just like another race, which you killed it anyway.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
enjoyed every moment of it. That's very important,
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really great and impressive. And other than Ironman coaching, what other certifications you have done? Like, yeah, you train the marathon runners and ultra marathon runners as well as triathlons, right? Triathletes, right? So, yeah, what other certificates do you have? Any other certifications which has helped you, better yourself as well as your students as such?
Yeah, so I have done certification in breathing, Vertigo breathing. So I'm a certified Vertigo breathing coach, and I am also certified level 2 open water swimming coach. I have also done my neuroscience certification. So I'm a neuroscience certified coach also, and I always try to learn from whatever I've this, and try to put it in my own way to use. So basically, I don't like to copy what's there, right? There is a template that is there, but you have to think about what's the best way to get the
Absolutely.
bank maximum output. There's always new ways to train, there's always new ways to do things, and I always have followed my own ways of training as well as coaching people.
All right, that yeah, absolutely. Because even me as a coach as well, I always tell people what works best. Do what works best for you. Do not
Exactly.
just copy what's on Instagram or what's on YouTube. Yes, take it in, but do what works best for you. Like I have this saying in Hindi, which goes like सबकी सुनो but खुद की करो.
Yes.
Yeah, सबकी सुनो but खुद की करो. So that's what I follow. Yes, I listen to people if it really makes sense and if it works for me, why not? Thank you so much. If it doesn't work for me as well, thank you so much for the suggestion. But this is not something what I would want to do or what it would give me a better me or it would improve me, right? All right, that's great. And so, was there any setback in your triathlon journey or anything as such? Like, is there any major injuries as such? Like, did anything happen in your career or in your fitness
Ye-
journey as such?
yes, yes, multiple. So I had I'd done the mistake of joining this Khatron Ke Khiladi or Champions,
Oh,
some thing that was there in TV, some stunt show, and I was supposed to jump from the boat onto the shore with some sandbag, and I landed on the wrong angle and I tore my ACL in
oh,
2017. So my right leg ACL was completely torn, and I had to go for an ACL surgery after 6 months. So that was a big setback for me. My running whole everything went off for a big toss, and then of course COVID also came. So that's another different story altogether.
all right, yeah. Okay, and yeah, after the COVID, like, how was did anything affect of post-COVID? Did anything happen like in your fitness journey?
Yeah, of course. So COVID vaccination, I took COVID vaccination 2 doses, and I do not know whether I have to blame the COVID vaccination or the COVID, or because I never got COVID at all.
Okay,
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 but 3 months after my COVID vaccination, I started getting tinnitus in my right ear,
okay,
and after that I started getting vertigo. So I'd gone for a try workout, and I was cycling, and suddenly I felt the whole world around me moving. It was as if I had 10 bottles of vodka. I don't know what it was. It was so bad, and somehow it was the highway. Somehow I managed to cycle and reach the car, and I just puked. And I thought, okay, it's a one-off thing. But then every time I was, going out for a workout or cycling, everything, I used to get this huge vertigo issue. In fact, sometimes it was so worse that my son had to come down to really pick me up and walk. It was like as if people were thought that I'm completely drunk or something. It was that state, and it you put your half day goes. You can't see anything. Even your mobile or anything. It's like you're just shutting yourself out and just lying in bed for nearly 4 5 hours. Still, it goes off. So it was a pretty pathetic time for me. I tried various things. I tried a lot of medications, a lot of doctors. We did brain scan, we did all the scan, everything, researched on the internet, everything that I could do, I did. And then I realized that none of these medications are useful because nobody knows the problem. Okay.
okay.
And I felt that your body has a great capability to heal itself, provided you give it all the resources and have faith in your body. So I'm a great believer in um you know healing myself, healing my body, or letting my body heal itself. So that's where I had to quit triathlon. I didn't do any triathlons or races after 2019. And on my only first race that I did after this was in 2024, when I did the Tata Mumbai
Marathon.
marathon, and that's where I started. Okay, I think now I'm ready.
All right, so now it's time for a comeback, and
Yes.
so you are you planning to do any triathlons in future, or is it like done, not how it?
No, I mean, I can do a triathlon anytime, right? I don't
Of
want to do
course,
it because people want me to do it, or any peer pressure.
exactly.
Whenever I feel like, whenever the calling comes, I will register definitely for an Ironman. But if I register for an Ironman, I'm going to make sure that I give my 200%. I
Absolutely,
don't
that's
want to do it for the sake of finishing. I can finish an Ironman anytime. Give me a bike, give me this. I can just, now also, I can just go and finish off an Ironman. That's not a big deal. But I really want to get a good timing.
you want to crush it like a champion.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a champion, mentality. Anyways, hopefully, when I will be, able to crush an Ironman soon. Hopefully, in a span of 2 years is what my goal is.
Inshallah.
Hopefully,
I think definitely you will be able to do it.
hopefully. So yeah, how was your HYROX experience? Let's
I
get to
think
that one.
I think that was fabulous. I mean, when I heard about HYROX, when Pranav and Likith and all, they had done this and they put it in the group, they were like boasting they had come first and all that, and everybody should get into it, and of course I was inspired by them. Definitely, these are two great athletes who have really, with a very busy schedule. I really like how Pranav, with so much of busy schedule, removes time for doing this workout.
Exactly.
His commitment is very inspirational. So even the day of his exam, he used to come for the track workout and then gave, and he still got a gold medal in his graduation. So that speaks volumes of his commitment, not only for towards his health but also towards his work. So he's a great inspiration. So he motivated me, and then I said, "Wait, let me finish my Comrades Marathon in June, and then we will resume our training after that." So we both joined the Superhuman Gym after I came back from Comrades. So we just had approximately around 2 months, but I was pretty amazed with the transformation of my body. My I never had much huge muscles and all, but 2 months I just developed muscles like anything. So I think, like, it's, of course it might be genetic in this, but Pranav was amazed. He said, "Boss, I've been working out for 2 3 years and I have not developed these many cuts. How much you have developed?" So I was very happy, and then I got hooked. I never knew about these exercises at all, and I used to ask Pranav, "How do I do this? What is this? How much weight should I take?" So I would always take light weights because I never knew about, what is devil's push-ups and I don't know what, and
Hip thrusts,
deadlifts and
wall balls.
yeah, squats, wall balls, and skiers, and everything was completely new to me. But I'm happy with my journey, and I'm happy that I took part in HYROX. Not only because it's a great thing, but also it helps you with your strength and endurance.
Absolutely. I feel it's a a proper cinema of endurance, and a proper hybrid workout as such, where it'll test your stamina, endurance, strength, and every possible way, and your mentality as well, like your mentality of not quitting or not stopping, or that pacing in pain, right? So that's what it tests. And I got into running because of Hyrox. I was just a bodybuilder before for 6 7 years, and seeing, I mean, Likith introduced me to Hyrox, and Preetham was there from GSF, and Pranav. Then I met you in Manipal that day, and we had a small run, and it was fun. It was really it was really fun. Yeah. So your Hyrox, workout journey was great, but how was your Hyrox event like? Did you, like, we all know that you also got a podium in men's relay with three other people. So how was your like entire experience as a Hyrox event?
Yeah, so firstly, I was very disappointed with my own performance in the individual thing. I did quite well. I mean, I was quite surprised when I had to do the sled push and sled pull. I was trying to do the sled push, and it was not moving only. And then I realized that the sled push that I was doing in Superhuman has wheels. This does not have any wheels. This is like pure force. And I was like completely exhausted after I finished the sled push. And then sled push was also tough for me. And then I realized, okay, I need to work a lot on these two aspects. And then I finished
Right.
off. I finished in 1 hour 30 minutes. I was at the wall ball, and then the real pain started because I have 20 no reps. Okay. Either the ball was not touching the right target, or I was not squatting completely. And I was like,
Okay.
I don't know. I was feeling that I was squatting completely, but the referee saying no rep, no rep. And I was like frustrated like anything. I was taking a lot of breaks. It took me 15 minutes to complete my wall ball. So that was the biggest frustration for me. And then I realized, okay, everything is an experience. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
and then I took that into my stride. And then we had this men's relay in the evening. So I quickly went to my hotel room, and I slept well because I knew I had to prepare for this event. Came back at around 4:35, and then did my easiest workout, which was ski. So I did the ski, and I was happy with that.
Hmm.
And yeah, and we had a very strong team. Suraj
Absolutely.
was there. We had Likit, Pranav, and myself. So Pranav was good in the wall balls, and he did it in within 5 minutes or 4.5 minutes, which was fantastic. And I said, "Wow, I think next time, if I am able to do it within 4.5, 5 minutes, I think that will really be nice."
Yeah, absolutely. Right, right, right. Very, very impressive that you got the podium in men's relay. And I mean, there's a lot to learn everywhere, right? And yeah, so what is your next adventure? Like, so what are you looking on to right now?
So my next is the Dubai full marathon. That's on
Oh,
2nd February, and I want to aim for a sub 3 there.
oh, I mean, yeah, that's great. I mean,
Uh,
I think you will make it because you have all the, you know, the mental toughness as well as the knowledge and everything. And obviously, you might be training, day and night right now. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, so how's the training going on for that one?
yeah, so the thing is that yeah, I'm always experimenting with a lot of stuff. So I'm now doing a 16-hour fast,
Okay.
so and then going for my workout. So I eat, my last meal is at 2 p.m. and
Okay.
then I
Okay.
don't eat anything. So I've been trying to see how I can manage my energy resources with the 16-hour thing, and work and still do my track workouts and speed workouts. So it's been an interesting journey so far for me, and I'm confident that yes, I'll be able to crack a sub 3 in Dubai. Let's see
Right.
how it goes. I mean, I'll put in my 200% as usual. I don't like to finish. I like to kill it.
Kill it.
That's
Absolutely. Yes.
at
Yes.
the end of the race. I should feel I gave it my all.
Correct, correct. You should not be able to, I think you by the end you should be gone. You should be dead. That you have put
Yes,
completely right.
yes. So I don't want to leave anything in the tank.
Absolutely, yes. All the best for that, and hopefully you will make it. And I'm pretty sure you will make it. All the best, and yes, that's pretty much about you. Since you told us you are a breathing specialist, right? So let's get to the episode one of all about breathing. Episode one with Sunil Menon, all about breathing. So how did Sunil like discover the power of breathing? How did it start?
So very interesting. I was having asthma when I was young. So it was uh, it was something which I would really struggle with breathing, and so much so that now I would take inhalers and I would literally feel like killing myself because I was not able to breathe. It was so tough for me, and that went on till I got married, and then I went to Germany for the first time, and I was pretty scared that I might not be able to breathe there because cold weather and it's going to be getting tough. That's where I started just normally trying to do nasal breathing, slow breathing. Then I surprisingly just cured myself from asthma. From that day onwards, I never had any in the nasal spray, so inhalers. And that's then I said, oh, there's something quite surprising about it. Then I did a course in Vertigo, and then I learned about the breathing techniques, how to cure asthma, how to do all these breathing techniques, and I was like, wow. And these people are teaching us the same techniques which our yogis knew beforehand, right? And I was like, wow, we being inventor of yoga and breathing and pranayama techniques, we haven't. It's a very sad state that we haven't, uh, applied this to everyone into our day-to-day lives. If you see in China, everybody practices Tai Chi. They are into all these things, right? And we have never have inculcated yoga or breathing techniques into our schools, which should be a case, because I don't think it is attached to any religion or anything. It is a practice. It's a
Correct.
practice which we all must know, because yoga means just a union of you and the universe, right? It is something that we all must practice irrespective of our religious beliefs. And that's where I started, learning more about breathing technique. And then I said, let me write a book. So if you really want to learn any topic, the best thing is to write a book on it. When you write a book, you really do a lot of research into it. So I started researching a lot about breathing techniques, how to do the perfect pranayama, what pranayama is, what it is, how to breathe when I'm running, how to breathe day to day. I read a lot of books. I read a book on James Nestor. So there were already a lot of books already written on breathing. James Nestor book on breath, and a lot of books I read about how hypoxic training and other stuff is really helping, and how nasal breathing is important. But I said I want to write a book because it is going to be my experience about breathing. It's not somebody else's copied experience, right? So it took me 2 3 years to really research. I created my own breathing technique, 4 to 5, 4 steps of inhalation, 5 steps of exhalation, and created these techniques just trying to do a lot of research on breathing. And that's where I really felt now I know about breathing. So I'm very happy that I could share my experience, my knowledge through a book, which is always going to be there, right? You people share on Instagram and other stuff, but it does not stay there for long, right? You have to really search
Exactly.
on it. But a book is something that you can always pick it up and read anytime. So I always feel sharing knowledge is if through a book is much better than just putting in some random posts.
Exactly. So where do you think people can find the book? Like, and what the exact name is, and where do you think people, could find? Let's say if any one of us wants to buy it or get it.
Yeah, so it's there on Amazon. It's there on Amazon. It's Breathe Better, Live Better, Sunil
Okay.
Menon.
Yes.
So
All right.
you can, it's a very simple book, but it talks about the fundamentals of breathing, right? So breathing is something which is, when you're born, you take your first breath. And when
Mm.
you die, you take your last breath. So breathing is always going to be with you, whether you do a physical activity or you don't do a physical activity, whether you are sleeping or you're awake, you are still breathing. The day you stop breathing, that's your last day of it,
Correct.
right? So yoga, it is said that you are being given a certain bank balance of breath, let's say 2 lakh breaths. It's how much you fast use. It's a depreciating bank balance, right? How efficiently you use it is going to determine your longevity. I always remember there's one sentence which I always like to talk about. It is that the very breath that is keeping you alive is also killing you at the same time. So how is it possible that your breathing is also killing you? Because
Exactly.
every time you take a breath, remember that it is energy is created, right? Energy is
Correct.
created.
Yeah.
When energy is created, there's always going to be a byproduct which is called as ORS, oxidative reactive species. Now,
Okay.
this kills the corresponding cells.
Okay.
So, whatever you're breathing also has an output. Just like when you start a car engine, when you
Exactly.
press the accelerator, the lead comes out. Similarly,
Mm.
when energy is produced, there's always
Mm.
going to be a waste product produced,
Okay.
and that
Okay.
waste product can kill the corresponding cells around it, and that is why
Okay.
the very breath you take is also killing you at the same time. So you have to breathe very efficiently to really maximize your longevity.
Right, right. So is breathing, or why is breathing just, not inhaling and exhaling? Is it like more than just inhaling and exhaling?
Yes, it is. See, breathing is your pathway to the universe. Okay.
Mhm.
You and me are linked together by our breath.
Correct.
Okay. The only way we are linked together is with our breath, because whatever I'm inhaling, it must be you're exhaling, and whatever I'm exhaling, you are inhaling. So,
Correct.
we are all connected with our breath. Whether you like it or not, oxygen or air is going to be the same for everyone around us, right?
Exactly.
So we are all interconnected. So once you understand that, you get your energy through your breath. So
Hmm.
breath is your connection to your universe. Breath is your connection to every people around you. And you have to make sure that when you breathe in such a way that you create peace within yourself and create peace outside yourself also.
Correct. So, all right. So is there any right way of breathing or a wrong way of breathing, or like how is it?
Yes, definitely. different types of breathing, right? If you really want to calm your mind down, you start breathing slowly. You do inhale for a step of a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 6. So that is that you calm yourself down. Then if you really want to warm yourself up, you really want to activate yourself up, there is something called as Kapalbhati breathing. You're vigorously inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Yes. So that is really activating your you know sympathetic nervous system.
Okay.
So that's where your fight and flight response happens. But
Okay.
if you're breathing, when I ask people, okay, let me ask you, okay, let's take a time normal breathing, okay, let's you whatever you're breathing, just normally if you breathe, I want you to count the number of inhalations that you're taking in a minute.
Okay. Oh,
Let's
okay.
do it right now. 1 minute.
Right. So
Put a
yeah.
timer
Okay.
and
Let me get the. Okay. Yeah.
and breathe in normally as you would. Okay, no
Okay.
fast breathing, no slow breathing, normal breathing.
Yes. Yes. Okay. The timer starts normal, right? 1 minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
one
Okay.
minute.
Time.
How many
Normal.
inhalations?
Normal breathing, right?
Oh, yeah, only inhalations. Count only
Okay.
inhalations.
Okay. Start. It's 19.
How much?
19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell you one thing. A tortoise lives 250 years. It
Right.
breathes one breath every 15 minutes. A blue whale lives again similarly 250 years. It lives 250 years. One breath every 15 minutes. It lives 250 years. A yogi in the Himalaya breathes one breath a minute. It lives around 150 to 200 years easily. Okay. A monkey breathes 30 to 36 breaths a minute. It lives around 16 years. A sparrow lives 2 years. It breathes 100 breaths a minute.
I'm
Okay.
scared now.
So, what should be the normal breathing rate of a human being while you're sitting? Can you guess?
Okay. Comparing with the monkey with me and with the yogis and everything, I think what 9, 8, 9, 10 is what I'm assuming.
4 to 6 breaths a minute. And we can practice this right now. And I'll tell you
Okay.
why it is important. Because if you're breathing 19 breaths a minute, remember, Sinan, you are always in a stress mode. Your
Correct.
body is in stress mode because your all your internal organs are connected to your breath. Your heart rate is connected to your breath. Your function of your liver, kidney, brain, everything is connected to how efficiently you're breathing. You hyperventilate. This is hyperventilation. That means you're always in a stress mode.
Hmm.
You're always fighting with something in your mind, in your body, which is not right. So you have to breathe slow. You have to breathe low. Okay, so I will teach you right now how to really breathe efficiently, and that's the most important thing that you can learn. So I'll give you a count. Inhale 2, 3, 4. So when I say inhale 2, 3, 4, you're going to inhale, and when I say exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going to exhale, right?
So I have to end my exhale at 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep exhaling till 6. Exhale everything from your lungs. Okay. And if you see this, it is takes a count of 10. That means 10 seconds a breath you're going to take, which means you're going to take 6 breaths a minute.
Correct.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I will show you that it's easily possible for you to do that.
All
Ready?
right. Okay.
Are you
And
ready?
everything will be nasal, right?
Nasal. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. No opening your mouth.
No opening mouth. Okay. Okay. All right. Ready? Yeah. You can start whenever.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How was it?
It was, I mean, it wasn't difficult as such, but yeah, it was okay. But I'm pretty sure it is not the way I usually breathe. Not at all, because even I was asthmatic in my childhood, and currently, let's say if I'm too allergic to something or something, sometimes I get that breathlessness where I have an emergency, inhaler just in case I get. But I haven't used that in I think past 2 3 years, maybe, yeah, 3 4 years maybe.
Yeah,
So yeah,
so it's very important that you breathe efficiently. And when you start doing this breathing, I could notice that your body was getting calmer and better. There
correct.
was
So
that was basically, if you rewind your video and just see at yourself, I'm telling you, you will see that your body was becoming much brighter and better. You were feeling better in just 1 minute of rhythmic breathing, or 1 minute of slow breathing. Your body was reacting better to it. So imagine if you continue doing this throughout the day, you will see a marked difference in your health, in your thought process, in everything you do. So this is one of the basic things. The other thing that you I do, which is the most toughest part, is I never open my mouth for breathing, even when I'm talking. So most now, if again I want you to rewind the video later on and see, I always close my mouth. There's always going to be a pause when I finish my exhalation. I close my mouth, I inhale, and then I talk. But you must have not realized this at all,
yeah,
because this is something that, the pauses is the one that makes me sure that I'm not inhaling through my mouth. Usually when you are trying to speak, you inhale through your mouth and then speak, right?
I
So
I I inhale it through while I'm speaking.
yeah, that's what. So that's exactly what we shouldn't be doing. I always close my mouth, breathe in, and then I talk.
Yeah, right now I'm just looking at when are you closing your mouth and you're inhaling.
Now if you observe me, you will realize, oh, now he's
Exactly,
breathing. Oh,
I
now
did.
he's breathing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's something I've never thought of, not even thought of, and I mean that's something very difficult. And how do you achieve that? Like, how is it possible? Is it like, do you practice it, or like how?
Yes, you need to practice. Anything that you practice, your body has a great capability to, replicate it. But it
Okay.
requires constant practice. It requires constant, you can say, perseverance, to just keep on saying, no, I'm not. So what I always do is I keep chanting mantras, and, practice this. Whenever I'm chanting mantras, I make sure I close my mouth and then chant as long as possible. There's a very Buddhist mantra, which I think is a breathing mantra actually. This is Om Mani Padme Om. If you must have heard this, I think in your bike, you had put that string,
Right, right.
right?
The
The
Tibetan
different,
flag, right?
yes, the Tibetan
Yes,
flag. But that
correct.
Tibetan flag is actually a mantra, Om
Hmm.
Mani Padme Om.
Okay, okay,
So
yeah,
that Om Mani Padme Hum is actually a breathing mantra which
correct.
Tibetans use. Okay. And they are not supposed to, and they are supposed to finish it in one breath.
Okay,
Om Mani Padme Om. And that is a long mantra that is there. And if you keep practicing that, that's how Tibetans have a very they stay in high altitude,
correct,
and
exactly.
they have a very good lung capacity, because every time they're chanting this mantra, and they're chanting this mantra with their breath, with one breath they do this. So I've
Correct.
mentioned that also in my book.
Okay, nice. All right. So, okay, how what happens psychologically when you breathe right or wrong? Like, what happens? What is the effect psychologically?
So like I told you, breathing 4 to 6 breaths a minute, automatically your body starts to be much calmer,
Calmer.
better, right? Your organs start functioning better immediately. That's an immediate effect within 1 minute
Mhm.
also, if you do that, right? If you hyperventilate, your body is in constant stress mode.
Correct.
You become moody.
Hmm.
You Somebody tells you anything, you get angry, you get irritated. Okay. But when you're breathing normally, no matter what other people say, you're not impacted by it. It's very difficult to trigger you when you are breathing normally, because you are in your senses, you know exactly. Okay. You'll always say never argue with a fool, because you
Correct.
don't want to stoop down to that person's level, right? You always tell yourself that, and that's what it is. So you have to, the way to control your mind, your body, is through your breath.
Correct. Exactly. Right. 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 Got it. So, okay, let's come to the fitness part. So, how important breathing in fitness?
So
I mean,
yes.
yeah, breathing is everything, but yeah, in anything specific as such.
Yeah, so breathing, like I said, in running I use rhythmic breathing.
Okay.
So anything that is in rhythm is always efficient. So when you see the pistons of the car, right? If they're not in rhythm, they're always going to jerk and
Correct.
go.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So if the pistons are moving in sync with the fuel firing and everything, combustion and all that stuff, you
Hmm.
say, "Are ha, is ye engine ka efficiency acha hai." That's
Correct.
not misfiring and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Similarly, your body is a biomechanical machine. It's a machine. It's
Correct.
a
Exactly.
biomechanical machine.
Hmm.
Okay. If you are able to synchronize your breathing with your steps, you become efficient. So, how are efficiently are using this machine is
Hmm.
very important.
Okay.
Basically, 99% of the people are not using their machines properly. Number one,
Correct.
they don't give it the right fuel. You eat pani puri, Maggie, vada pav, jalebi, everything. Okay, it's like putting petrol in a diesel vehicle, or diesel in a petrol vehicle, right? The machine will cease. But fortunately, our body takes in a lot of junk and tries to repair itself, right?
Hmm.
Which is not the case with machines, right? So you have to give itself the right fuel. So remember one thing: your body is a biomechanical machine, and nutrition is its fuel.
Correct.
So you have
Fair
to
enough.
give, the fuel is nutrition. If you give the right fuel, you breathe in efficiently, you synchronize your steps with your breathing, you have a optimal running machine, or you are an optimal running machine.
Right, right. So when you tell this rhythmic breathing and or match the rhythm with your steps, right? So how are we exactly supposed to match it? For example, do we in when do we inhale? In what step do we inhale, or do we inhale it when we take that step out, or like how do we practice it, or how do we know which is the right rhythm, or basically to improve, as you told, you to make that a machine.
So it always, when you say inhale, so it's going to be like this. Suppose this is inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are just taking your steps. As you take your steps, you do your breathing. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's
So
how
yeah.
you
So
see.
yeah. So you in one inhale and exhale, you cover around what, five to what, 10 steps,
9 steps.
9 steps.
Inhale and exhale total will be 9 steps.
Okay. So is it will it be deferred with the person, or should it be like similar, like just let's say 1920, so something like that, or should it
No,
be like almost similar to everyone?
it's going to be similar to everyone. It is the standard which I have researched for
Mhm.
aerobic breathing.
Okay. And again,
So
it's nasal.
completely nasal. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. And then if you have uphill, you go down to 3:4. If you're doing a speed workout, it is 2:3.
Okay. Okay.
But I still do nasal breathing even in my track workouts. So I use a mouth guard and nose expander, and I never open my mouth even when I'm doing my fastest speed interval.
Correct. Okay. Hmm. All right. So those are the techniques you personally use. So
Yes.
what are the other breathing techniques you personally use or you teach to your? athletes as such in anything, any specific techniques if you have?
So basically, recovery also. How do you recover from? Suppose you are having a
Exactly.
rest interval. You did
Hmm.
a speed workout. So 8 to 10 breaths. You inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Exhale as long as possible. So that brings your heart rate down.
Hmm.
Okay, so that calms your body down because when you're running fast, again, it's a flight or flight response, right? You need to calm your system down. So the slower you breathe after during your recovery, the faster you recover. Again,
Correct.
that takes a lot of practice and a lot
Yeah.
of effort, a lot of persistence, which you need to work on.
Correct. So, and let's say if I see, I'm the person who, I use a lot of my mouth to breathe while running, especially, right? So if I want to start, using my nasal, for running, let's say long or whatever it is. So where do I start? So that's one thing, many people, find difficult about. So where exactly do we start? So do we just start walking with our mouth closed, or how is it?
Yeah, practice, practice, practice. So start with walking in and around your house and you go for shopping. Practice rhythmic breathing, 4 to 5, and then you'll slowly, or your lungs will open up, your windpipe will open up, and then you can do a walk jog. So jog for try to do it for 5 minutes, and then you will run out of breath. So then again come back, walk for some time, again jog. So start slow and then increase your distance till you are comfortable to do at least 4 to 5 breathing for 2 hours continuous.
Okay. All right. So that's a very great tip, I would say. And so currently there is a trend, Aston Hall and everyone, they wake up and open the tape out, and they put a nasal strip over here to open up the nasal, basically the nose and everything. So what is your personal opinion on it, like the mouth tape as well as the nasal strip?
So mouth tape, I think people usually use it before going to sleep or during sleep,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is definitely helpful, to make sure that you don't open your mouth while you are sleeping.
Hmm.
And the nose tape is also good because it opens up your nostrils so you can breathe in more air and more efficiently, and you do not need to use your mouth for breathing. So I use in one that which goes inside my nose and expands my nostrils.
Okay.
I find that to be easier or better. So I use that.
Okay, and how does it help? Like, how does the mouth taping before the sleep helps?
So basically, sleep apnea. People have sleep apnea. That means
Okay.
the breathing is distorted, and there's a period in time where they've stopped breathing. So that's called a sleep apnea, which is very dangerous. And they
Okay.
happen to mostly people who open their mouth or snore, right?
Hmm.
So to prevent that, and prevent and also allow your body to heal, you want what happens when you close your mouth, it expands. It's a nasal dilator that is taking place, so it expands your windpipe, it expands all the nervous system so that you start breathing efficiently.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So, and is there any, let's say a difference in breathing when you're doing running or endurance training or strength training? So, is everything, everything, I mean, do we use this rhythmic patterns everywhere, or is there any specific, let's say, breathing technique in, let's say, running you have covered, let's say, endurance training or HIIT, or like basic strength training as such?
Yes, so there's a difference in when you breathe when you're doing strength training.
Yeah.
Okay, so I always say when you are in the concentric mode, you are exhaling. When you are in eccentric mode, you're inhaling.
Inhale.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
you have to understand the concentric and eccentric phase. So now, for a layman, a concentric phase is when you are working against gravity. So when you're lifting something, this is a concentric phase. When you go towards the earth, it is eccentric phase. So E for eccentric, that means towards the earth.
Earth.
Okay, C for cloud, that is concentric. So anything that you're moving against gravity becomes a concentric effort. Anything that you move away from it, going towards the earth, becomes an eccentric effort. So
Eccentric.
now, if you take a pulley, also, when you're pulling down, it is
Concentric.
concentric because you're going towards the cloud. So that's concentric. When
Correct.
it goes down, it is eccentric. So
Absolutely.
similarly, you just need to match your breathing with concentric and eccentric phase. The
That's it.
moment you
Okay.
practice this, you get maximum benefit from what you're doing.
Correct. And what's how is it in HIIT? For example, let's take an example of HYROX. HYROX workouts, the stations, not the running part. So the station. So let's say burpee broad jumps or anything, those kinds of movement, any HIIT movement which you have to do EMOMs or anything as such. So how do you think? What is your opinion on that?
So obviously, when I'm jumping, it is going to be a exhalation process.
Okay.
So when I and let's say for skier also, when I'm pulling down, it's my exhalation. Yes, through my nose only.
Oh, nose only. Okay.
I
Okay.
don't use my mouth. So I when I pulling down, I exhale. So your exhalation has more power than your inhalation. If you see karate also, okay,
Mhm.
in martial arts, usually the power comes when you exhale.
Correct. Correct.
So your exhalation has more power than your inhalation. So always remember that the most effort that you need to put during your exercise, whether it's burpee or ski and all, that is the time you need to exhale.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So again, it is somewhere related to rhythmic, not your
Yes.
steps here, but the movements.
Yes, the moment.
Exactly. Right. Right. All right. So, is there any way to reduce your heart rate to breathing? It's
Yes,
like instant drop.
yes, there is a way, but not everybody can master it. So
Master.
again, you need to I've tried this with a lot of trainees and stuff, but they feel a little bit giddy. They feel so you have to be very careful. So I always slow down my breathing. Okay, focus more on exhalation. That is very important. So as soon as I finish my interval training, I'm basically focusing on recovery where I'm inhaling slowly and exhaling even longer. So, moment you practice that, your heart rate comes down drastically.
Okay. Right. Gotta try that one very soon. Right. But yeah, because I have tried like child poses because I've come across things like you gotta do child pose or just bend like a hinge position and just leave your arms downwards and just relax. And yeah, the slow breathing out also I have tried. But what happens is, I mean, I don't have breath to leave. There's no breath left to leave. So that's what happens usually. And moreover, I'm a mouth breather. So I'm trying very, I mean, I've been trying to, let's say do nasal breathing. But I think eventually with practice, as you said, we can make it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right. So does food or your fueling matters in breathing?
Yes, of course, it matters. The more fried items, the more things you eat, it's going to impact your breathing definitely, right? Because
Okay.
it is acidic in nature, right? The more alkaline foods are more calming foods that will help you much better. So there are foods that can cause inflammation in your lungs, right?
Yeah.
Like cold food or whatever. If you're not used to it, it can cause that. So you need to be very careful as to what you're eating. In fact,
Okay.
I've been working with a lot of people out here. When I told many of the runners, as you know, in Manipal are doctors, right? So I've been working with them. I worked with Pranav, Girish sir, Jitin, and I talked to them about nasal breathing. And when they started practicing, they saw a marked difference in their heart rate and their efficiency. And the doctors have validated it themselves that yes, it is working. It is the way to breathe efficiently. So and also a lot of food habits. Like I always used to tease Pranav, he used to eat pani puri and Maggie and all that stuff, and I told him this is not going to help you. It's not going to help your performance and all. And sugar also. So he stopped. Now for a couple of months he has stopped, and he himself can see a improved performance in his track workouts and his efficiency. And in running and all that stuff. So his health has improved a lot. He's sleeping well also. So he's
Okay.
not eating junk food. Just simple following a simple regime like this, his performance has improved drastically. His sleep has improved drastically.
All right. So, okay. And does, again, when it comes to sleep, does sleep also, the sleep quality also matters with your breathing?
Yes, I always practice breathing while I'm sleeping.
Okay. How's that?
Same thing. I chant a mantra or I chant the 4:5 breathing. Slow down my breathing. So
Okay.
every time you slow down your breathing,
Mhm.
you calm yourself down and you get into a state of peaceful sleep.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, is there any misconception or myths about breathing which you come across, often? Or be it with your students, or with your let's say with me, or anyone you run, or whatever it is. Have you come across any kinds of breathing myths, or is there any major breathing myths out there?
Lots. There are a lot of breathing misconception, and a lot of people, known athletes and known coaches, have always said inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth is perfectly fine. And they say twos to two breathing, 2 steps inhalation, 2 steps exhalation, or they say 3 steps inhalation, 2 steps exhalation, and all. There are a lot of the books also written by various famous athletes and coaches who recommend breathing and exhaling through their mouth, which I personally don't recommend at all. Okay. So just remember one thing, that just because a famous athlete or a famous coach has said it does not mean it's necessarily true. You have to find it out for yourself. And
Exactly.
you have to really experience the change within yourself to really say, oh, yes, this is working, this is not working, which I always do. I always like to challenge the norm. So there are a lot of misconceptions about thing, and you breathing through your mouth is a big no because there's no filtration mechanism, right?
It's like a personal attack, but okay.
Yeah, you're killing yourself by doing this.
Right. Yeah, that's what I like. I said, like, sabki suno but apni karo. Right. Yeah. So can you mention few of the basic myths, breathing myths, or in fitness?
Yeah, so one thing is in the strength training also, people what they do is they hold their breath when they are doing this, which is very
Uh,
dangerous
very
because that
dangerous.
causes a lot of pressure on your heart.
Heart.
And like many people have these attacks and all that stuff because they are already under so much of pressure, and always when you inhale you're actually pressing against your heart. This is a lot of pressure that comes in, so never whenever you're doing any weight, it should be always when you're exhaled completely. So to do this you should be exhaled, you should not be inhaling. Your lungs should be empty so that your chest, your heart can expand. So
Correct.
that is a biggest myth that I see people holding their breath when they're doing a strenuous activity, which should is a big no and of course mouth breathing also.
Mhm. All right. So, okay. And how can one, measure their breathing efficiency? Let's say if they have to measure it themselves, how can one measure their breathing efficiency?
But there's something that is called as a BOLT test, the blood oxygen level test. It is called
Okay.
BOLT, right? So first thing in the morning when you get up, you inhale, exhale normally for a couple of minutes, and then you completely exhale, and then hold your breath for as long as you can, and measure your breath hold. So if you're able to last for more than 40 seconds, you're on the healthier side. If you're able to last for more than 1 minute, you're excellent. Your lung capacity and your breathing is excellent. So a very simple test. You don't have to go to a doctor or anything. Just hold your breath as soon as you wake up. First thing in the morning, sit for some time, get your normalize your breath, and do this bold test. You'll get to know what is your score.
Right. So you got to exhale completely and then hold your breath.
Yes, and start
So
the
how?
timer.
Right. And start the timer. And what is the good timing? Okay. What is an average timing, and what is a bad timing, and what's a good timing?
Anything less than 40 seconds is bad, which means you need to work on. Anything more than 40 seconds is good.
It's good. All right.
More than a minute is very good.
Very good.
One and a
Okay.
half minute is excellent.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. And okay, let's say if I have to start some breathing drills right away. So can you give few of the breathing drills if you know for the people who can start right away?
Practice 4 to 6 breaths a minute. Start from there.
Okay, the one we did earlier, 4 and
Yes.
6. Okay,
Yes.
for a
Practice
minute.
that. Yeah. Practice that
Hmm.
slow breathing technique. Practice rhythmic walks, breathing walk. Synchronize your breathing with your walk. Try these things. You'll slowly start seeing a lot of improvement in your health, your mental and physical health.
Right.
Let me tell you now. More than physical health, 99% of the population are mentally ill.
Right.
Okay, and I was one of them also. Mentally ill means you might look very perfect, you might be very happy-go-lucky person, but you're pretty screwed up here because everything is here, right? Your mental health is very important. We are all zombies walking around. Until unless you don't master your breath, it's your mind is not is going to be a Pandora box. It's like a lot of monkeys inside your head.
Hmm. All right. So it was a lovely conversation about breathing with you, and yeah, I mean, learned a lot of things, realized a lot of things, had a lot of personal attacks as well, but that's okay. Definitely, I'm ordering the book right away, and people who want the book, go find it in Amazon and get it right away and read the book. I'm pretty sure it is. I think what 10x or 100x more than what we have spoken here, what we have spoken here, right? It will be definitely beneficial. I've already ordered the Fuel for Endurance book by written by you again. So I'll have to start reading that. We'll get on another episode soon regarding endurance and many more topics as such. And so, is there anything we missed or any closing statement you want to make or anything regarding breathing, anything as such?
Yeah, like I always say, remember this dialogue, never forget it. The very breath you're taking is also killing you. So be a miser in breathing. Don't spend your breath unnecessarily.
And that's like a golden piece of advice by Sunil Menon, the 52-year young man, right there. All right. So thank you so much for being on board. And for the viewers out there who have come till here, thank you so much for coming till here. You guys, again, I always tell you guys, make my day. And if you have come till here, please do subscribe the channel and do follow Sunil Menon and Sunan Muhammad at Synetics on Instagram. We always post about fitness. We don't forget to inspire you anytime, right? So, anything else do you want to end the podcast with?
Thank you so much, Sinan. I really appreciate your curiosity to learn a lot of things. You've been interviewing a lot of athletes, and I'm sure you have a wealth of knowledge that you've gained from interviewing
Definitely.
every people. And
Absolutely.
I think you also have your own personal experiences that you keep sharing. So I think you're doing a great job of
Thank you.
putting in so much effort to do that. Kudos to you, and thank you so much for uh, making me a part of your journey. I'm
No.
honored to be part of your podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. This is Mr. Nan Muhammad signing off.
Thank you. Bye bye.